Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I have my little handy helper over here because he wouldn't stop screaming. So he just wanted to hang out with mom. Hi. No? Okay, cool. Glad we had this chat. So today we have an interesting video because, well, interesting for me. I don't know if it's interesting for you, but this is the first time I've ordered plants online. The reason for that is because I really like looking at my plants in person and being able to pick them out and checking for their root systems and all of those wonderful things. I don't know, sometimes I just see a plant and I just connect to it. This time, however, it was a little bit different. I belong to a group on Facebook called Houseplant Hobbyists, and they have two separate groups. So one, the original Houseplant Hobbyist group, is actually just for people who want to share photos of their plants. They have questions about, care tips and so on. But the second group that is kind of like the subgroup, subgroup, is actually one where you can trade and sell and locate $400 variegated monsteras. That's a whole other topic. But I was on there a couple of days ago and there was a woman from New York who posted a photo with all of these like beautiful cuttings of plants that I have been wanting for a really long time. And she was selling the cuttings at like such a reasonable price. I'm talking about like $4 or $5 for a cutting, and most of them were rooted and just like really, really beautiful, came from really healthy plants. So I was like, okay, you know what? We're just going to bite the bullet on this one. So I sent her a message with a list of things that I wanted, and she got back to me almost immediately. And she was like, hey, I'm so sorry. One of the plants that you want is actually on hold for somebody else, but the other ones I can definitely provide for you. So we like exchanged information. I sent her money through PayPal. Again, wasn't really sure what to expect. And in all honesty, I was kind of hoping for the worst in reality. And then right before she was about to ship my package, she sent me a text message and she was like, hey, that plan that you really wanted, but I didn't have, the original buyer kind of like dipped out and didn't, claim it. Do you still want it? And I was like, yeah, absolutely. I still want it. So literally within 2 days and like $16 later, I got a package. And I'm so sorry I don't have the box to show you, but it was packed so sweetly, and just, you could tell that she really, really took her time and effort to make sure that everything was packed really, really carefully, that all of the roots were really gently intact in sphagnum. So I was really pleasantly surprised, and I honestly got really emotional because I had wanted two of these plants specifically for quite some time now. So let me show you what I'm talking about. The first plant, the one that somebody had previously claimed and then, never actually paid for it, is this guy. And this is the Monstera Addisonii. So I really, really love this plant, and I had only ever seen it for sale in really, excuse me, don't bite me. He's jealous that I'm paying attention to you and not to him. But with this guy, I've only ever seen it in like the larger plants, and they're really expensive. I have the Monstera deliciosa that is to the right of me, and it's huge. I mean, it's beautiful and I love it with every fiber of my being, but the leaves measure about 18 inches across. So it's not a plant that, I can just kind of like hang somewhere or just kind of plop into a corner. It has to have like a really specific like space in order to be able to thrive and take up the space in a beautiful manner. So when I saw that she had this guy, and look at it, I mean, it has a new leaf coming in. I'm so excited. It's something that I can start from a little pup and allow it to kind of grow and really acclimate to the environment in my home. I think this guy was like $5 or $4 for a cutting. I'm going to link, her name is Jordan. I'm going to link Jordan's Instagram down below in case you guys are interested in some of the plants that she's selling. I'm also going to link the group that I belong to, which if you're into plants, I think that's a really, really great group to belong to, just because sometimes you can find things like this. Because Addisonii are native to South and Central America, and they do grow on trees, so they grow under a canopy. They do like bright but indirect sunlight, and I think in my bedroom is actually going to be the perfect place to put it. It looks like the leaf that is coming in already has the Swiss cheese holes in it, so I'm really, really excited to see that. As you can see, I'm going to gently take him out of his little sphagnum paper towel situation here, and there are quite a few roots. It looks like Jordan propagated them in sphagnum sphagnum to begin with, but the roots seem really, really healthy. There's a nice piece of stem with the plant as well, and there's a root right there. So I'm really looking forward to getting this guy into soil, which we're going to do together, and seeing how he grows and develops. I haven't given him a name yet, so we're going to have to kind of see how that goes. Now, I think the reason why it's going to do really well in my bedroom, it's a corner window, so it gets a lot of really bright, really nice indirect sunlight, and I run my humidifier in the room pretty frequently, so it's a really nice space for plants that do like a higher humidity level to thrive and be very, very happy in. So the next plant that I actually got 2 of them, and they are bare root cuttings. So these guys are going to have to go into water, which we're going to put them in right now, are the Philodendron micans. And this guy, oh my goodness, look at him. He already has a new leaf coming in right here. I'm so excited. I have wanted one of these guys for quite some time as well, but it wasn't super high up on my list just because there are other ones that I've been kind of like fawning over. These seem very, very healthy. They do come with a part of the original stem, so it's not just like a leaf cutting. And I think these were $3 or $4 a piece as well, and I did get 2 of them. So one is a little bit larger, one is a little bit smaller. They did come packaged in sphagnum, but we are going to actually move them right now. And I have some water from my osmosis filter, and I'm gonna gently just plop them right in here. Right on the edge. Oh, this one also has a new little leaf. So I'm just putting them kind of right on the edge so they're able to hold on and the leaves are not submerged. And we're following suit with this guy as well. Just so they are very nicely kind of nestled in there, as you can see. And the leaves on this guy, they're a nice, almost burgundy color. So I think that as it grows and really develops and establishes a nicer root system, when I move it into the pot, I really am hoping that it kind of trails over. I don't know, I might actually have it sit on the floor and then trail up, but I haven't really fully decided yet of what I want to do with it. The other thing with Philodendron micans actually is a really noteworthy thing to say is that this is a poisonous plant. So if you do have pets that like to nibble on plants, I would highly advise keeping it out of their reach just because it can be toxic to both people and pets. So just keep that in mind. Let's move on to our next plant friend. These are a string of turtles, and I have never actually seen them for sale. I've only ever seen them on like Pinterest and other hobby groups. So I ordered, I think these were like $3, I want to say. Some of them do have roots already. Some of them are just bare cuttings, but they're a really nice size. And look at those leaves. I mean, seriously, they're so cool. These are a variation of peperomia. I think they're called a Peperomia prostrata. Now, these will actually trail over a pot and just hang down and grow. So I'm really looking forward to that. These guys, very healthy. There were 5 cuttings in here to begin with, but I gave one of them to a girlfriend this morning because she's also a plant hoarder just like I am. And as you can see, the way that the stem grows and the leaves are growing, it does grow fairly flat. So what they do say online is to kind of lay them down on top of the soil and the roots will come downward from the stem and then it'll just continue growing over. Let's go ahead and fill some nursery pots and get the little cuttings and the Addisonii into their new homes, or at least temporary homes until the root system establishes. Okay, so what I have in front of me is my little soil bucket. I have pre-mixed some of my own soil, and this is coco coir. There's a little bit of peat moss in here. There's also orchid bark, perlite, and some worm castings, just for like a really nice, rich soil, but something that is still very airy. I think for the Addisonii, I think I'm going to take a medium-sized pot, not the extra small one. And these are nursery pots that I do save from other plants that I purchase or, are gifted to me. And I think that they come in very, very handy because you can put them into a decorative pot. So I'm just going to fill up these guys really quickly. Cooper is very interested in what is going on and what his mama is doing. What are you doing, little one? No? Okay, let's come back up on my shoulder. So I'm just filling this up and making a nice hole right in the center. I want to give the Monstera enough space to really establish a good root system. Now I'm not going to remove all of the sphagnum just because it looks like the roots have kind of bonded with it, but what I am going to do is I'm just going to submerge the entirety of the root system and part of the stem, and then we're just going to top it off. And we'll give it a nice watering. I'm making sure not to overpack the soil. Another medium-sized pot. I'm just going to go ahead and again fill that up with soil. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go ahead and grab my string of turtles. I'm going to bury the actual root, so to speak, the bottom of the root, and then I'm just going to lay them flat right on top of the soil. And that is how I'm going to attempt to get the root system to strengthen and grow. So I'm just going to arrange them in whatever possible way I can so they all have some space to do their thing. And the little one right over here. And I think what I'm going to do with these guys is I'm just going to mist them from above. I'm not going to fully saturate the soil to be soaking wet, but I am going to make sure that they are just in a nice humid environment. Sorry guys, my hair is like out of control today. I had a little bit of unfortunate afternoon where I filmed a bunch of videos and my computer crashed without saving anything. But yeah, I hope you guys like this video. I'm gonna make sure to document the progress of how this little guy is doing and how the roots on both the Mycons and the string of turtles are establishing. And I hope you guys like this video. If there are plants that you want me to review or there are plants that you think I would like, given I got nothing. I hope you guys like this video, and if you want to see more videos like this, please go ahead and subscribe down below and make a comment of what other plants you want me to kind of order and play with. Now that I feel a little bit more confident in ordering plants online, I'm really excited at the possibilities and kind of terrified also, just because there's no limit. Like, it doesn't depend on the nurseries around me anymore. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video.